Welcome to Car Sales Talk 101, Buzzer Beater Friday with Terry Cameron. Let's get ready for the weekend. Here's Terry.
Welcome back to Car Sales Talk 101, Buzzer Beater Friday. I'm Terry Cameron. I want to tell you about a story about Jorge Rodriguez. He was a bank robber. He was an Old West bank robber from Mexico, and he operated along the Texas border somewhere around the early 1900s. Jorge was very successful. He was so successful that the Texas Rangers established a special force just to try and stop him. Well, late one afternoon, one of those special rangers saw Jorge slipping across the border back into Mexico, and he trailed him. He was real discreet, and he kept at a distance. He watched as the outlaw returned to his home village and mingled with the people in the square. And when Jorge went to his favorite cantina to relax and have a drink, the ranger slipped in and managed to get the drop on him. He had a pistol to the back of Jorge's head, and the ranger said, "Jorge Rodriguez, I know who you are. I've come to get back all the money that you've stolen from the banks in Texas. Unless you give it to me, I'm going to blow your brains out." Well, Jorge could see the man's badge, and he could discern that the hostile intent he had. But there was a problem. He didn't speak English. He began speaking rapidly in Spanish, but the ranger couldn't understand what he said because he didn't speak Spanish. About that time, a young boy came up and said in English, "I can help you, sir. I speak English and Spanish. Do you want me to be your translator?" The ranger looked at him and nodded, and the boy quickly explained everything that the ranger just said. Nervously, Jorge answered. He said, "Tell the big Texas Ranger that I have not spent a cent of the money, and if he'll go downtown to the well, face north, and count down 5 stones, he'll find a loose stone there. Pull out the stone, and all the money is behind there. Please tell him this really quickly." Well, the boy looked back at the ranger and said, "Senor Jorge Rodriguez is a brave man. He says he is ready to die." The reason I read that story is because it's all about communication. I recently witnessed a salesperson talking to a customer, and as the customer was talking to the salesperson had his head down. I think he might even been looking at his phone. The customer could tell that he really wasn't that important to him, and the process ended pretty quickly. We face these things every day, not just with our customers, but with other employees, with our managers, with our friends, with our family. Communication is a key. You need to be able to look somebody in the eye when they're talking to them. You need to give them your attention, and they'll give you the same. What I want you guys to do this weekend is practice. Practice listening to your customers. Practice listening to your desk manager, your sales manager. Practice speaking properly. Communication is key. And if you're not good at it, you're in the wrong business. Remember, the sky's the limit. I'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Please rate it and write a review on Apple Podcast. We appreciate your valuable feedback. You can email Terry at 10minutesalestalk@hot.rr.com. And don't forget to share the show with a friend.